She walked into the dealership with pride, the kind of pride that's earned, not given. The floors beneath her echoed with her footsteps, each one steady, confident, and full of purpose. This wasn't just any car showroom. It wasn't a place she had stumbled into by chance. It was a place she had built from the ground up, with years of hard work, sleepless nights, and sacrifices no one in the room could imagine. She wasn't dressed in flashy clothes or surrounded by bodyguards. Before she could even open her mouth, a shadow moved across the room. It was fast, loud, and fueled by arrogance. The dealership manager, a man in an expensive suit, polished shoes, and an even sharper ego, stormed toward her with long, aggressive strides. He didn't ask questions. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't even offer her a chance to speak. Instead, he stepped right in front of her and raised his hand like a stop sign. His tone was hard, cold, and full of authority he thought he owned. "Excuse me," he barked. "You're not allowed back here." She stood still, not because she was scared, but because this wasn't the first time something like this had happened. In boardrooms, airports, stores, and now her own dealership. Every time, someone assumed she didn't belong, and every time, it started with a tone like his. She calmly replied, "I'm not a customer." But the manager wasn't listening. He didn't want to understand. The sharp words spoken by the manager still echoed in the air, thick with judgment and pride. The silence that followed was deafening, heavy like a weight pressing down on every soul in the room. For a few seconds, no one moved. Not a single step, not a breath too loud. Customers, who had been browsing luxury cars, stood still, their gazes locked on the scene at the center of the dealership. Some stood in disbelief. Others pretended to look away, but their ears were tuned to every word. Their eyes occasionally glanced back, filled with curiosity and something deeper, discomfort, because what they had just witnessed was not confusion. It was not a misunderstanding. It was clear. It was raw. It was wrong, and everyone knew it. Employees who had worked at that dealership for months, maybe even years, kept their eyes glued to their screens or lowered to the floor. A few clenched their jaws. One or two stole a quick look at each other. Everything around her was tense. The silence, the glances, the weight of judgment that had filled the room just moments before. She was just about to remind them of the truth. She pulled out a sleek leather card holder and slid out a badge. It gleamed under the lights, official, sharp, and impossible to deny. She held it up at chest level so everyone in the room could see it. Her voice was clear, her tone unshakable. "I'm the owner of this dealership." The words didn't just echo. The air in the showroom was thick with tension, with regret, with silence that still hadn't lifted. Just moments ago, the truth had shattered the illusion. The woman they'd dismissed, insulted, and ignored had revealed herself not as a visitor, but as the owner, the CEO, the visionary behind the brand they worked under every single day. And now, something was about to happen that none of them had prepared for. The manager stood frozen, still reeling from the realization. His confident posture had melted into something smaller, uncertain, even afraid. His mouth opened slightly, like he wanted to apologize, to fix what was already too broken. But it was too late. The quiet buzz of a phone call ended. She had spoken only a few words into the device. Calm, controlled, precise. Moments later, the heavy glass doors of the main office swung open. In walked the HR director. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for more powerful stories that inspire change.